Your Hollywood system stole our sex and co-opted our violence, so there's nothing left for our kinds of movies.
Movie.
I did not hit her. It's not true.
Klopex? Klopex. Klopek.
Up yours, baby.
Me and Bubba, my little brother, listen to you every night.
Where in the hell are we?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Hey guys, this week we are doing Rikki-Oh, the story of Rikki. It's a story of a guy who gets in prison, but he's a kung fu master and he breaks his way out. We'll talk about that and more. So stay tuned with us. Make sure that you like us on iTunes, you rate us 5 stars, and that you subscribe. We really appreciate that. Follow us on Twitter, and you can also find us on Facebook. You know what, guys? Let's just start the show. Welcome to Cult Film and Review, guys. I'm your host, Cody Everett. This week we're doing Rikki-Oh. It's a kung fu movie that's very violent. We'll be talking about that more, but first we're going to go over our weeks. My name's Cody Everett. You can find me at on Instagram, not at. You can just find me on Instagram at official Cody Everett. You can also find me on Facebook. You can find this show on Facebook, and you can also find us on Twitter. Mike, where can they find us on Twitter?
They can find us at cultfilm_review.
That's where they can find us. That was some really good one.
I was trying to.
It's too excited.
I was trying to say the actual underscore as I think it would be phonetically.
Okay.
Just a blank. At cultfilm review.
That's how you would. Yeah,
That's how you say it in
That's
English.
true. That's true. My week was pretty good. I got some new glasses. My glasses are actually made out of wood. Thanks for noticing, everybody. Not one person noticed.
Oh my God! Did anybody notice that I got new glasses?
When?
What?
I got new glasses like a week ago.
Did you really?
Yes.
No, I
so
didn't
fuck
notice.
you too.
I didn't notice at all, but no, I got new glasses.
You've always wore glasses, Chris.
What kind of lenses did
He
you
always
get?
wears glasses too.
That's why I don't fucking notice. Why would I notice?
It's like your eyes, you know. That's what Charles Walpole always said to me. He's like, I don't think I could ever imagine you without glasses, bro, because they're like your eyes.
Oh,
I was there
Okay.
for that.
Okay.
okay.
Did anybody
You know,
notice that I'm not
I took
wearing
it as a
hat tonight?
compliment.
No one noticed that?
No.
Not wearing a what?
I'm not wearing a hat tonight, guys.
You always you never wear a hat.
I always wear a hat.
Dude,
Always.
Really? Holy shit.
Not tonight, though.
I'm wearing a hat.
What kind of lenses did you get? Did you get the anti-glare lenses?
Of course I did.
Those I just got those. First time ever having anti-glare lenses. Fantastic. There's no glare.
Yep.
I guess they did what
I
they said
guess
they're
they're
supposed
telling.
to.
Yeah, they're telling the truth.
No, it's like I can drive at night without being blinded.
Who says there's
fantastic.
no truth in advertisements?
It's fantastic.
Although I don't think mine are that anti-glare, honestly. Like I still get glare. It gets glary, and then like at the tops of them, it goes out of focus a little bit.
They're pro glare.
Weird.
What is it, pro glare?
Pro glare.
Pro glare.
Pro glare.
Is this real?
Increases glare.
Increases glare to 100% magnitude.
Optimum glare performance.
Hey, Mike, where can people find you at? How was your week?
Oh, it was pretty good. I went to go see Slater Kinney last night. That was pretty exciting. I'm wearing a t-shirt right now. It's a cat. It's blue.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? What did you go see?
I went to go see Slater Kinney.
Slayer Kitty?
Slater. Like
Okay, like
Saved by the Bell.
like AC Slater.
Like AC Slater. And
Okay.
Kinney as in like, I don't know, Kinney.
Is this like a band?
Like
Yeah, it's like a
Kenny,
band.
but
Okay.
with an eye.
You said kind of a band?
No, they are a band.
Oh, okay.
Officially a
Yeah,
band.
no.
They've been around for like 10,
It sounded like it's Cody's like,
10,
are they a band?
15 years.
Kind
Have
of.
you guys ever seen Portlandia?
There we go.
Have you ever watched that TV show?
I've seen like a couple
Sporadically.
episodes.
Okay,
Yeah.
the main woman in that show, like not Fred Armisen. Her name's Carrie Brownstein or something like
Yes,
that.
she is.
Why'd you say not Fred Armisen?
The main woman in that show.
Well, they
not
trade
Fred
genders a
Armisen.
lot in the show, and it's funny. So
Oh, okay.
Cool.
All right.
about
Hey,
that?
Chris, where can people find you at? How was your week?
my week was just fine. I got new glasses.
Oh.
So thanks for not noticing again. I also got a haircut. I cut it a lot shorter than I normally do. I'm feeling good about it though.
Do you cut your own hair?
No,
Oh.
I have, but I don't. I don't recommend doing it either.
I don't recommend it either.
You have to do it like backwards and like you have to make your arms seem like they're in front of you when you cut to do it
Wow.
right. So it's, if anybody can imagine that, it's like bending them forward then backward again.
Kyle Smith,
Yes, sir.
Where can people find you at? How was your week?
My week was good. You can find me at Pliskin426 on Instagram and Bluefield Audio on Facebook. My week was good. I'm trying to think if I did anything. I did a few days ago decide to get on the health train as well and quit smoking.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
And I'm aiming for, in addition to that, I'm going to try to drink like 128 ounces of water a day.
That's a lot of water.
Yeah.
Try to flush the system out and everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna be starting DDP yoga tomorrow. I'm gonna start.
Is that tomorrow?
Yeah,
The,
starts
the
tomorrow.
DDP has
yeah.
come.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel the bang. You know what I'm saying?
The
Tomorrow.
double penetration.
It's not the burn,
I like that.
it's the bang.
That was a good
The
joke.
double penetration.
All right, guys. So we're here to talk about Rikki-Oh, the story of Rikki. I'm gonna start off with this one, and I'm gonna say it should have been called Rikki No.
Ricky,
Oh,
That is so clever.
damn.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh,
He was working on that all week.
Yeah.
No, I honestly I couldn't stand this movie. Honestly, this is the first movie that I couldn't stand.
Are we already
Who picked
reviewing it?
Who picked it?
Kyle Smith picked it.
Oh, wow.
I'm not revealing anything. I'm just saying how I feel about the movie. I'll rate it accordingly to where it stands, I think, in the cult film world, which I think is 0. I don't know. Where does this movie get its cult following from? Is it just because it's a Tokyo Shock film? Is that what it is?
I think so. I think some of it. I think because of its original basis off of a manga and the ultra violence of it, and I think just there's a lot of like humor. I think it's more of a comedy than a kung fu movie. It's just so ridiculous.
Okay.
I think all of that kind of plays into it.
I didn't find it that funny, but that was me. Maybe that's just me.
I thought it was funny.
You liked it, Mike?
Yeah.
What'd you find funny about it?
I don't know. Some of the lines in it were pretty funny. I like when they said, "Why didn't you take the bullets out?" And it's like souvenirs.
That's so cheesy.
I know. It's like,
The
is it
camp-
because they're close to your heart?
The campiness is just like through the roof.
Oh,
in
it's
this movie.
it's through the roof. It is.
It's
through
in
the roof.
space at this point.
It's so
how
far
campy
through
it
the
is.
roof that I can't watch it, and that's the problem that I had. Like,
What?
I can't.
That
dude,
is the part that I don't understand.
Okay, and this
it's
is a-
like,
yeah.
how can you not be entertained by somebody punching straight through a face and a head?
because that's all the movie was.
No, it wasn't. It was so. It's like, do you like The Evil Dead? Do you like the style of that filmmaking? Because this is totally in the same realm as that. Like Sam Raimi's very quick. Everything is like leads into something else. It's constantly moving. That's exactly how this film was made, but way more over the top, way more gory. To the ridiculous, and like even beyond that, it's like, you've got these other characters around them that are like pulling their own eyeballs out and just doing ridiculous shit. So
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I just didn't like the movie. I was not a big fan. I was bored most of the time. Once the shock factor of the gore wears off, there's nothing left.
Hold on.
There's nothing left.
Hold on. I'm really surprised because I'll tell you what film I think it's a lot like is goddamn Toxie.
Yeah.
Yep, it was.
that the scene where he's ripping out his intestines. Isn't that like literally right out of that damn film? Didn't that happen in Toxie as well?
It's been done in a lot of movies.
Well, I know, but
Just
like,
ripping
I
guts
feel
out.
like that violence was exactly the same as something you would see in a trauma film, which is why I'm so surprised that Cody doesn't like it.
I just
Yeah,
found
I'm shocked.
I just found it extremely pointless. The story sucks.
do you
Let's be
just not
honest.
like kung fu stuff?
No, it's a terrible story. It's a horrible story.
No, it's not.
The
I
only
mean,
thing
it's
it's got-
not. It's not
the
a
only-
horrible. Okay, so the story is he's for you folks listening at home. Story is this guy gets put in prison because he's committed of manslaughter for fighting and presumably blowing up the heads of these drug dealers who are responsible for his girlfriend's death. Mm-hmm. And so he's in prison because of his drugs.
And what's he doing? He's avenging his girlfriend's death.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my God! Every kung fu movie ever.
Every fucking
Okay.
revenge movie
Yeah.
ever. Like, are you kidding me? It doesn't matter what the genre is.
Like-
it's a revenge movie. It's a revenge movie. It's
At
always
least-
a loved one lost.
And it's not even told well.
So
it's not. It's a story that's been around forever that's told terribly.
I dislike
God.
kung fu movies, honestly. Like, I do not even watch. I never watch kung fu. I'm not interested in Asian cinema. I hate to say it, but I'm just not. It doesn't hook me. Like, I'll watch occasionally. I'll find something that I'm like surprised by, but I'm never like running out to tell people to go see it. But this one, like, it made me. It made me appreciate kung fu movies in a totally different light, in a different with a different like outlook on it. I thought it was way comedy. This is like, I feel like this film is a comedy first and then a kung fu movie.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, I would agree with that.
But the fighting is so fucking good in this
Terrible.
movie. No,
It's terrible.
It's really good, dude.
oh my god,
it
it's
is.
so bad.
A lot of this shit is done practically in this film with like wires and fucking like trampolines and shit. Like these dudes are flying through the air and through walls and through like hitting the ground and like really getting rough. Like you can tell like what does he do? He like fucking like hooks a guy in the mouth. The guy with the hook on his hand. He hooks a guy in the mouth and like pulls him along the ground. And I'm like, how the fuck did they do that?
He did it in Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
He literally put a hook in one take in the guy's mouth and started walking away, and the guy's like being dragged by his mouth.
Yeah,
I was like, what
exactly.
the fuck? Like that's pretty extreme.
I mean, at least this film had a plot. There was a character motivation as to why he was doing all this violence.
Because he was a good guy.
Okay, but what's the motivation of Toxie? What's his motivation?
Just to fucking crush evil because of toxic
Just
ooze.
because.
he's a good
Just
guy.
because.
Just
toxic
because.
ooze.
He has no other reason other than it's just like
Yeah, he does, dude. The
inherently
toxic
given
ooze
to him
makes
because of the toxic sludge that gives him
toxic
that power.
sludge. He didn't study it.
But that's a ridiculous.
Okay,
all right.
what?
No, Cody is not going to sway.
We're not gonna change
on
his
this
mind.
point at all.
No, not at all.
And I think I don't know. I think you watched it maybe with the incorrect mentality. You went into it with the wrong thought process. Like, you should have went into it just to be entertained.
I went into it open-minded. I went into it to be entertained, and I was not. That's not my fault. It's not.
It is your fault.
Like,
I think it is.
You know what
I think
mean?
it is your fault.
Like, I didn't go into the movie like, I'm going to hate this. No, I was like, I've never seen this before. Let's try this out. I don't hate kung
I don't
fu
know.
movies.
I think you might have been a little apprehensive.
I don't hate kung fu movies. No, I just hate this movie. It's okay.
I was apprehensive
we
and
can-
happy that I watched it.
Because you like the unexplained gore. It's just, oh my god, I cut my arm. Let me tie it back together.
Fuck yeah.
That was so cool. He
So
fucking tied a
stupid.
tendon back together.
I think
He's like a god. Who cares?
I think the writing of that is, in general, is kind of genius because it's like, how can you think of so many different scenarios to happen so quickly and randomly, but that still kind of makes sense with what's going on because you've accepted the reality that it's the strongest man in the world and he can punch through bodies and he can lift up shit and he can fucking like tear through people no problem, you know? So it's like, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
Okay,
No,
good point. That was a good point.
I think, you know what? Honestly, I think if Cody, I would almost suggest maybe too much was lost in translation in the dub version. I would almost say maybe you should watch the subtitle one because I did watch key parts from the original Mandarin and subtitle, and like some of the stuff, the scenes kind of make a little more sense because you're
Nothing makes sense.
You're reading the actual correct wordage instead of just trying to fit English to Chinese mouth movements.
I can tell you this: I did the one person I liked in the movie was the main actor. I thought he fit the role. That dude was jacked.
He was totally jacked.
That dude was jacked.
It was badass.
Yeah.
Like, I liked him, and actually I can say that for the most part, except for the assistant warden and the warden himself, I liked the villains.
What about the warden's son?
The gang of three, the gang
The
of
warden's
four.
son was a great
I
character.
fucking hated that kid.
That's the one thing I hated about this film is that kid. We don't see that kid die.
I love that.
I would have
with
loved
you.
to see
I
that
was
kid
so hoping the whole
blow
time.
up.
I'm like, are they gonna go there? Are they gonna actually kill this kid in this movie? Like,
I just love how annoying
Didn't
that kid
happen.
is.
He's
just-
so
he's
stupid and
so
fat and ugly and
no, wait,
weird
he does
looking.
die,
They take him off screen, right? And they just
and there's an explosion that happens, right?
No, I thought they just insinuated that he
No,
was definitely
everyone
going
explodes.
to die.
That's the problem.
But
No, that's
you
not
don't,
a
you don't get
problem.
No,
That is
the
not a
warden, the
problem.
warden's gun that makes him explode for no particular reason.
No, that's the
There it is.
assistant. The assistant warden.
Why do you care? Why does that bother you so much? It's a movie.
I
It's
just-
meant to be entertaining.
I
Like
understand
trying
that.
to dissect this movie and like
I
give it a
understand that,
purpose
but-
is like a total lost cause.
That's
man.
okay. I didn't enjoy it for what it was. It was just a gore fest. It was gore to
It
do
was meant to
gore.
be just visually entertaining and
And
Here's a
stimulating and
question: do you
striking.
like any movies that have senseless gore? Like, can you think of any movies that have extreme, just ridiculous gore that
To
you're
that-
that you
to
like?
that
Do you like
level.
Dead, Do you like Dead
Don't
Alive?
ignore this, but
to that level, no.
You don't like Dead Alive?
To that level, like Dead Alive with was that Peter Jackson?
Yeah.
I've seen it like one time. I'm not a big fan.
Oh, okay. Well, then you don't like those kind of movies.
It's not my cup of tea.
Cody doesn't like gory movies. Okay,
I don't like it. No, I just don't like extreme senseless gore for the point of having extreme senseless gore. Like the whole point of the movie was just eye candy, and I get it. It was shot beautifully. The movie was shot.
It
really
was
well.
shot so good.
What
It
the
was
fuck?
really shot
I'm sorry.
well.
What the fuck is Toxic Avenger then?
Yeah.
What is that?
Going back to that,
For me, that's like a childhood thing, and I think
Yeah.
I pretty much explained that.
Okay, so you're saying that
like nostalgic.
you're saying correct me if I'm wrong. If you had saw that film now, at your age now, do you think you would have
Toxic
disliked
Avenger.
it?
Toxic Avenger, I probably
Yes.
would disliked it.
Okay.
Now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No,
Maybe
honestly.
it's like a nostalgia thing.
Yeah, it's for
fine.
me. Toxic Avenger is definitely a nostalgia thing.
Okay.
But this movie, it's not at all. Like I just found like I didn't like the only character I liked was the main character. I didn't like it was just I didn't like
The gang, the gangs were they were cool. The Gang of Four.
The Gang of Four was cool.
Oh man.
Yeah.
the Gang of Four was cool except for the one dude or chick.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I was just gonna bring that up. What is that?
I know. And it was like funny because when he first comes on screen, I actually noticed a point in the film where the voice actor for that person changed or started taking on more of a effeminate voice. You know?
Yes, that's the
Hey,
movie.
well,
went
it
on.
was like 3/4 of the way the movie was over, and then all of a sudden his voice got more feminine.
You think they got?
I
You
feel-
think they got the voiceover director was sitting there like, you know what? You need to really fem this thing up.
We
dude.
should
Halfway
talk
through it,
about the
just not doing
voiceovers
enough.
in this movie.
The voiceovers
You know
are
what?
fantastic.
We will talk about the voiceovers right after this break. We'll be right back, guys.
Ricky, you're all right. Oscar, don't do this to yourself. We'll die together.
All right, you got a lot of guts, Oscar.
I'll kill you. You won't quit, will you?
Hey guys, we're back, and we're going to talk about the voiceovers now. It's one of my least favorite parts of the film, but it seems to be these guys' favorite part.
It's one of my least.
It's just done terribly, and I
On
know
a list of 800 things that I hate about this film, it's like, I don't know, 750.
it breaks up there. I didn't like the dubbing. You guys seem to
I don't
enjoy
think
it.
you were supposed to like the dubbing.
I don't think anybody's. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. No, you're not supposed to think it's well done.
Is there any kung fu movie that has great
No.
voice dub over?
No.
You know? Except for what, like the
I mean, fuck.
Miyazaki's like
We can even
friggin'
go back
animes
to
or something.
You don't like the dubbing in this? Like, dude, the dubbing in Godzilla is god awful. It's just it's
See?
impossible to dub
There you
over
go.
that
See?
language
It's goddamn-
correctly.
it's Godzilla awful.
Americans need kung fu so bad that they're willing to watch bad dubbing for it.
That's
No,
the point. That
I
makes
agree.
it fun and hilarious.
I agree. No, I agree with that statement. Like, I definitely agree that Americans need kung fu so bad that they'll take it poorly dubbed. You know.
That's the demand. You know, if there's a demand for it, you don't care who's fucking saying it.
Nope.
Just get it in front of my eyes.
Just get it in front of his eyes. Speaking of getting in front of your eyes, let's talk about the gore factor of this movie, the special effects.
Oh,
let's
man.
get into that.
I love them.
Oh God,
It-
I think they're glorious.
I think they're fantastic. They're like just eye candy, and just the whole time I'm just like loving every minute that something bloody is
Totally.
happening.
It's awesome.
Dude, I love
awesome.
I think the first like truly gory scene in the movie is like the sumo guy who gets fucking punched in the gut.
And I think
Right.
it's so
How
funny
great
because
is that?
afterwards, what is it that the one of the four he comes up and he's like, "You're pretty good." Like, what's his level of like?
Lines in
Hey,
this movie.
you're pretty good.
You're pretty good.
Yeah.
If that's pretty good, what the hell did he want him to do? Just fucking disintegrate the
I
guy?
know.
Like he just blew up two people with punches.
So you think that's where the gore started, though, is with him?
No, actually, the gore. I take that back. The gore started with the old man getting his face
Yep.
planed.
Yeah.
Dude, that was sick.
Oh.
I gotta admit, that made me cringe.
Which can I say? Is
that
this
was
the
painful.
worst prison ever that they have? Just fucking
Terrible.
It's like super
carpenter
jail.
tools just laying around.
Dude, you're absolutely
Nails are
right,
completely
Chris. Like,
available.
Yeah.
this is literally like the precursor to Super Jail.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
movie.
Think about how absurd Super Jail is.
Yeah, but Super Jill's a cartoon.
Yeah, but they were probably inspired by this. I could totally see it, man. Like, what else is it? Look at all these quirky ass motherfuckers like walking around, like just getting fucked up left and right. Like that's what Super Jail is. It's just one thing happening after another, after another, after another connecting. I could totally see an influence.
Absolutely.
Was there any other special effects that made anybody else cringe?
Yeah, but I just can't remember.
The punch
See?
through the
so
jaw.
many. There's so
The punch
many.
in
Punch
the
to the
jaw
jaw.
was definitely
I like
a big one.
the knife fight, and the guy attempts to commit suicide.
Harikari.
Is that harikari? Seppuku?
Okay.
Yeah.
And he fucking rips out his intestines and tries to choke
Jesus.
it with it.
One that actually did make me
awesome.
cringe was when they punched together and it shredded his arm down,
yeah.
like as he punched into it. I thought that was fucking awesome. It was
Yeah.
just the right timing, you know.
That's
Right.
Where I was like, ooh,
Perfect timing for shredding an arm.
yeah, bones.
Dude,
just
it was
smashing.
so perfect. Yeah, like the fists connect, and then the only effect that I thought was like comical was the Jack style head slap. You know, when the Gang of Four, what's his name, Tonto or whatever
Yeah,
his
yeah,
name
yeah.
is,
Is
or
that the big one?
Tarzan. Tarzan like grabs the guy who's trying to stir up a riot, and he just smashes his head between his hands. Just,
I mean,
Oh,
I think we have
man.
to talk about the dog.
Oh
That was
my
so-
god.
That comes out of nowhere for no damn
Yeah.
reason.
it's so unnecessary.
It's like let's take little Jimmy's friggin' stuffed animal and just
Yeah.
fucking kick it across the room and gore it up a little bit.
So the dog like intros the scene. He's just walking like in this like barren spot where they buried Ricky, and then all of a sudden like one of the what is it
The Gang of
the
Four.
gang one of the gang of four just flies out of the dirt floor. It just a trap door opens and she shoots out and fucking like just punches the dog immediately and fucking annihilates it. The guts all
he
over the
just
place.
flies out and he's like, yes, a dog.
Yeah.
2 points.
Great
And then-
shot. I like
And
it.
then
Go
stuffs
ahead.
the heart down the fucking tube, right? Like
Yeah.
he stuffs the heart down the tube and it like fucking breaks it.
Why do you think that is? Because it's still beating? You think that's
No,
why it
I
does
think
it?
I think it breaks because of Rikki-Oh.
Oh, Riki-Oh
Rikki-Oh,
just shatters it with his
he
super
splits
breath.
it so he can have air again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Rikki-Oh.
Smart dude. man.
Strongest guy alive.
Dude.
Strongest
Strongest guy
But you know what
alive.
his superpower really is?
What is it? Kindness?
The fact that he cares.
He does.
He cares about everybody in the jail.
He does.
So when
He-
that old man dies, as much as I'm just like, yeah, you're a humanitarian, I get it, and you really feel sad, but you've been here for 2 days. How badly could how deep
I
could
think
you
he
have felt this?
I think
He felt very deep.
He just hates senseless death.
Except he's the one committing it all the time.
It's not
He
senseless.
hates when
He's
the
always defending
innocent. He
himself.
hates when the innocent are hurt, and this goes back to the actual storyline of the film, which is his girlfriend getting kidnapped and killed by drug dealers, an innocent life lost, and it starts his fucking journey of blood and guts.
And he tell you what else he hates? Heroin.
He fucking
Yes.
He
hates
does
heroin.
shit out of heroin.
Fuck
That-
yeah.
He loves blowing on leaves.
He loves blowing on leaves, but he
loves
hates
blowing on
heroin.
leaves. Hates heroin.
Man.
Thanks
Also-
for adding that.
But the way
Cody.
they set things up, you know, it's like he builds this relationship with this guy. I forget what his name was. He was like the
The guy with no tongue?
yeah, the guy with no tongue. And then like the next scene, that guy gets his entire flesh ripped off and just thrown somewhere. And like the townsfolk are all like, "Oh my god, look what happened!" And it's just like a shredded body.
Yeah.
it's like so they make you feel like, "Oh man, he like cares about this kid and like builds you up," and then just like tears you down.
Dude, it was like, yeah, it was literally like 2 seconds later.
I know that I would
dead.
hate. I would hate if I was a prisoner and Rikki-Oh came to my fucking prison. I'll tell you that much, because I'd be like, "Oh, here we go. So I'm probably dead.
well, there's gonna be a lot of dying to do.
I'm probably dead."
You know who I want to talk about? I want to talk about Rikki-Oh's teacher.
Oh, his uncle?
Yeah,
uncle?
because I'm watching
oh my god, that
Daredevil.
scene.
And he reminded me a little like a
Stick?
a little
Yeah.
bit because he was just a hard ass. Mm-hmm. But some of the training I didn't understand. Like
Well, you got to
he's-
train in a graveyard.
And yeah, how disrespectful is he's throwing like tombstones at him
know,
and they're
right?
just shattering.
I love how it cuts to him, and he just has he's standing in a perfect spot where tombstones are
Yeah.
arranged,
Yeah,
as if he arranged.
Yeah.
them.
He's at the peak of the pyramid right up there. Like,
Visually, though, I did like the movie. I thought visually the movie was done very well as far as like how it was shot. I really particularly like when I forgot his name. One of the four was sitting on that cross, and it's that over the shoulder
Yeah.
shot was
Yeah.
sick, dude.
Yeah.
That like I can say this movie was shot very very well.
so good.
It was a lot of they accentuated a lot of lines. I noticed that like somebody was like if you look at it, somebody was always kind of squared in a like if it showed them. They were boxed in by something behind them, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like
it was
I
like
thought
created a sense of almost like
that they were closed in,
like they're in a prison. It kind of
exactly.
created that what is the word I'm looking
The
for?
only time-
It's,
Claustrophobia.
There you go.
The only
boom.
time it didn't feel that way was in the assistant warden's office, which made me laugh because of all the porn.
Oh my God! Thank you. I'm
Is
so
that what
glad
that
you
was?
guys
Yeah.
noticed that.
Yeah.
He had
Okay.
a
So much
bookshelf
porn.
of porn
I was
behind
like,
him.
I
And he-
wrote down
and he
like
eats a-
shelf of videos, and I
was
just
all
I didn't
porn.
know what it was.
That whole room, it was not just the shelf behind him, it was like shelves on the wall too, was just porn.
Yeah,
I feel like that's probably what the assistant director or warden what he represented, because everything he did was like an excess, you know? Like he's sitting there, the first thing you see him, and he's eating a goddamn buffet.
Yeah, his
he's just
his
going to
desk is just
town.
covered with
Yeah.
every
Like,
fucking
you're not
meal
gonna
you can
finish
think
all
of.
that.
And his eyeball in his glass.
Yeah, that
my
has mints
God.
in it, right?
That has mints in it.
Which
yeah.
I don't understand. He's like offering it to people. It's just like,
Do you want a mint?
Did
Do you want a
anybody
mint?
else laugh at that part when he like holds up the picture, or no, he's remembering back to his girlfriend, and it's like her putting like a graduation cap on? Like, was that strange? Like, it's like that was his memory. Was it like dollying in like on her face, and she just like puts a black graduation cap on top of her head and then like giggles.
well, didn't he graduate? Was that the thing? Was he there? Is that where you meet her? Like graduation day at?
No, I think he met her before that. But
Okay. I
I
don't
think
know.
she's probably putting on his graduation hat. I thought was more humorous was the flashback of them flying the RC planes. Like those are not cheap. Like
And then running after each other and like
I-
giggling.
My favorite, I think, was the worst effect is when the girlfriend falls off the roof.
Oh my God!
So
or
bad.
best.
There's only one other that I know that's worse than that.
mannequin.
And I don't know if anybody's seen it, but Captain America 2, like the 1970s version.
I have not seen that.
For anybody out there that knows that film, and anybody that doesn't, go check that out. It is the worst, like falling off something.
Like the body, I like how the body catches air
Yeah.
as it flies down, and then it lands with like it just lands with a. boop.
Yeah,
I
like
don't understand.
it
What was
almost
she?
glides
What was
down.
she trying to do? Like I don't understand. It was just like.
She was just getting away from rape.
She
I
would,
guess.
yeah. She,
But do you think she was doing it for her motivation was I would rather jump off this roof than be raped by this guy, or was it just she just didn't know where she was going? She fell off a roof.
I think she was
no,
hysterical.
she knew exactly where she was fucking going.
Did
dude.
anyone?
No doubt.
Did anyone find it was weird that was like the only part in the movie without like blood splatter everywhere? It was just a thud on the ground and no blood.
I guess
and
it
I
was-
was like,
I don't know.
I was like, what? Everything else in this movie has blood in it. They're eating lunch, their teeth are bleeding. They're fucking clipping their nails are bleeding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're taking a shower, they dry themselves off, their pores are bleeding. Everything is bleeding.
I love it.
She falls off the roof, hits the ground, no blood.
Maybe that's where they ran out of money for their budget. That was like the final scene they shot.
u-
They're just
they-
like,
they-
what do we
an
got left?
afterthought.
They used up all the blood on the last
And-
scene.
It's
well,
like
no,
we got this crash test dumping. Let's just throw it off the
dude,
roof.
to me, it looked like one of those sex dolls.
Could have been.
No, it looked like just like
No,
a
that would've-
shitty
that
like
would've
department store
float-
mannequin.
Yeah, float, right?
It's like
Yeah.
sex
with a
dolls
little
float.
padding wrapped around it, like.
I
Yeah.
don't think you can have a thud.
Yeah, it
With a
was
sex
just
doll.
a department store mannequin.
God,
It was-
I
like
wish
throwing
we
a
could
balloon
play
off the
that clip on the show. Like that is, it's just like the best.
Everyone listening, turn to.
I'm
was it
surprised no one said.
40 minutes in.
Go
I'm,
to-
I'm surprised no one said the worst effect because it's my least favorite effect is when the warden transforms. I just
Oh
can't.
my God!
I just hate.
I'm
the
sorry,
way
but
it
you know what?
looks.
That as somebody that's read manga before, that is such a manga thing to do.
It is a very manga thing
because
to do.
I'm,
I
I'm sitting
understand
there. The
that.
first thing I'm thinking is just like, well, Rikki-Oh's got you fucking dead because you're just an old man. You're done. And then it makes sense that he would transform. I mean, that's where do you go from there?
Yeah.
If he
Well,
either
he-
turns into a giant
like mega kung fu guy.
which is weird because he says, "Oh, I studied the same kung fu you do." And I'm just like, why doesn't Rikki-Oh have that power? Why can't he turn into
'Cause he's not a master.
giant
'Cause
Hulk?
Yeah, he's not as big. bro.
Rikki-Oh's a master of meditation. That's why he's invincible. But he's not-
Oh, is that it?
He's not a master.
How about that
Like,
s-
overall.
You think it's like the dark side?
Yeah.
Like
I
he's
think-
he's
I
the
think
dark side of that.
The
Yeah.
Sith of this kung
Yeah.
fu is
Yeah.
just big monster, like muscly dudes.
Dude,
Yeah.
for some reason, I don't know why I was zoning out there for a second, but
We were talking about how the warden.
The warden looks at the end.
oh,
the big muscly.
I thought we were
warden.
talking about the Cold War. Sorry,
Jesus.
I'm just
I
kidding.
actually, it's so weird because I thought this movie was basically saying what it was saying about the Cold War was that Riki-Oh stopped it himself.
He did.
He did. He single-handedly took on
Yeah.
the Nazis
he
and
punched
the
the wall
communists.
down.
Yeah.
There it is. He did punch the wall down. That's true.
He ended the Cold War with his fists.
The warden's death scene was
So,
pretty cool.
let me ask
Dude, okay, so go. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. That's that scene. Here's a little factoid. One of the only little factoids I actually found about the film was that the main actor. It took him 3 days to wash the blood off his body from that last scene.
when he throws him
When he throws
in the
him, when he's
most
pushing him
dangerous
into
meat
the meat grinder.
in every prison.
Hey, that's an industrial meat grinder. You got a prison
Dude,
full
it
of
was-
people you got to feed. You
that
gotta-
was
you need a big
dude.
meat grinder.
That was just a blade on a fucking rod spinning as fast as it can go.
Oh yeah.
It was so good.
I was so convinced. It looked great.
What I
It
understand
did.
is when he gets him halfway down, why even keep pushing?
No,
He's
he
done.
takes his head
He's
with
done.
him. He leaves with the head.
He wanted that head.
and then he just throws it against the
Yeah.
wall and punches a hole in the wall, and which you could have probably done the whole time.
You had to like symbolically show.
No,
that the
dude, he had to
prison's
get angry
open.
enough to do it. He wasn't that strong then. He was strong enough after he beat
the warden. Okay.
Remember the kung fu is built off is fed by strength, right? Is that what it was? It was something like that. It was they got stronger with that particular kung fu martial arts thing. They get stronger the more they fight and the more they get angry. So
See?
yeah, that's the only way he would have punched the wall down is if he was fucking pissed off.
He
at
said,
the
"It's
warden."
over."
So I want to have my Cold War moment right now.
Okay.
Does anybody think that there were some like subtext that they were talking about? I like that they were talking about privatizing in jails.
I thought that was
That's an interesting thing.
I thought it opened
because-
very promising with that. I thought the opening was very good. Like I was watching the opening and I thought this is very John Carpenter-esque.
Yeah.
That's what I thought of.
But then
the
they
very
really,
opening.
well, I guess they kind of talk about it because the warden, he's eating the buffet and stuff like that. We already talked about that. So he has like kind of this excess. So you imagine he's kind of like
That's the assistant warden.
The grody, yeah, the assistant warden. I'm sorry. He has that grody kind of feeling of like that CEO that comes in every
Oh,
movie.
God. I hate
and he's
him.
always the bad guy. You know.
I actually think he was probably one of the better actors too in it because I legitimately hated him, and I think it was because like that's just the character he played. It was just a slimy. He just seems slimy.
And he's the only guy that doesn't have really any kung fu powers.
He's just but he's
No,
just
just
slimy.
because a hook for a hand. But
Yeah.
am I alone on this one? Did he or did he not remind you of like the former ruler of North Korea?
Oh, Kim Jong. I thought the little kid. Did.
I
thought he
called
looked like
him
he was like the Kim Jong Un.
Captain Kim Jong Hook.
Yeah.
That was my
Captain Kim Jong Hook.
And another thing, did anybody think that there was like I don't know, maybe it doesn't mean anything, maybe it is something, but I felt like there was a lot of like Christian imagery in this.
There was.
There's like a cross in the middle of the thing, and he
Yeah.
has the guy, and he's like basically crucifies him,
Oh, that's true.
and he
yeah.
pulls him up. And then there's a few times where like when people are seeing gore, they do the Father, Son, Holy Spirit thing. I was curious of that. I mean, I don't know what this is a Chinese movie, right?
Yeah, it's made in
Hong
Hong
Kong.
Kong.
Hong Kong. Okay, is that the main religion in China? I
don't
thought it
know
was
what
Buddhism,
is.
right?
I thought it was Buddhism.
I have
just
no
seemed
idea.
like it was kind of an interesting
I'm not even gonna pretend like I
thing
know.
to put in
Yeah.
there. I don't know. I don't know. either. I don't know.
Internet will correct us.
All right, guys. Did anyone have a favorite character?
Yeah.
Who was your favorite character, Mike?
I think it was the kind of like transgendered kind of like
gang
maybe
leader?
like a
Not the
leader
okay,
of the West
I
Wing.
want to be as probably gender non-specific. Let's just put it
That's
that way.
good.
He wasn't fully
I think
trans.
I
but
think the problem with
yeah.
that is the hard part figuring out is just the poor choice in overdub acting for that guy.
it's almost cliche, which kind of makes it feel a little like
Again, I think this is also we're getting back to we talked about a few other times is Americans' opinion on other cultures.
Yeah.
You get this I mean because a lot of in a lot of kung fu movies and a lot of Chinese movies and stuff, there's a lot of Chinese men almost have effeminate kind of facial qualities, and it was almost like the people who were like casting the American overdub was just like, oh, I guess he's supposed to be like a woman or something.
I guess
That's how it felt to me.
Could be.
Anyway.
I mean, he was definitely flamboyant.
Oh,
I could
yeah, he
use
was-
that word. I think
More
I mean,
flamboyant than the guy that threw sewing needles.
Who threw sewing? needles?
that was awesome. That was like Scorpion shit, dude.
Yeah.
How can you like
Oh, yeah,
Scorpion
yeah,
and
I'm
not
sorry,
like
you're right.
that?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I don't play as Scorpion on
was cool.
MK.
Although I disagree, they were talking about how the
asshole.
bigger guy, the dude that gets his jaw punched off.
Yeah.
I don't see how he was the most powerful one of the four. They they make a point to say like, oh, he was the best kung fu artist. He's the strongest. I mean, clearly he was the biggest, so I imagine he was the strongest. But I mean, Riki-Oh just
the
takes
whole
him
time
out.
I was
He just tears
watching him, I
apart.
was like, Jesus Christ, where do they find this actor at? Because all the other characters are like average height for like.
You think he was really that height? You think maybe he was on a soapbox? Maybe.
Oh, maybe there was trick photography, but he seemed like fucking massive. Like unless they're just using old school camera tricks and stuff. Because I mean, this whole movie was old school camera tricks.
You know, it's a
like
funny...
Chris brought up, like trampolines, flying wires, all that shit.
And I got a Big Trouble in Little China feel on this one.
I did too.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know. When I was watching it, it made me think of it. Yeah, I don't know if they have any influence on each
John
other.
Carpenter
but...
used a whole shitload of those old school kung fu effects, like wires and trampolines and all that stuff for that movie. So that's probably where you're getting the connection. But
Chris, who was your favorite character?
Oh man, there were so many. I love every character in this movie. I think all of them are so fucking weird and interesting that like when they're on screen, I'm just like, holy shit, you know. And then there's like the little like minions, like all the dudes and the the black. But like all the main characters are just so fucking awesome and weird. I would have to say the guy with the hook. The guy with the hook that has the eyeball that the assistant warden, he keeps, the mints in his eyeballs and he just does fucking weird shit, dude. And like I don't know. And he definitely reminded me of Kim Jong-il.
yeah.
Kyle, who's your favorite character?
I'm probably gonna have to go with the shit. I don't know. It's a toss up between the main character Riki and probably the effeminate gang of four. He was like the most. Well, I think he was
Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell. Well, that's what we'll refer to him as for the rest of the duration of the show. He had the most. I think he had the most lines, and he was kind of the most. I don't know.
He wasn't the leader. I thought he was the leader.
He felt like the leader, but he seemed like the most. I don't know, emotionally drawn. I don't know.
He definitely was. And another
out.
weird thing is like as soon as he gets hit though, it's like he can't take a punch.
Well, that was his whole thing. Like he was fast enough that he didn't.
He never had to.
He never had to take a punch.
Yeah,
I love that. I love like the Liu Kang, but with the punching. Like the first time he fights him, it's like that like. I don't know how you like. It's almost like he's like a shadow punching through the air, flying through the air, punching.
Oh
him.
yeah.
When he went after Ricky burns the crops and shit.
Right.
That was so good. That was like filmed so fucking awesome. I don't know.
Okay.
Cody, who was your favorite character?
The warden's son.
Yeah, he was good.
The warden's son's
So shitty.
When he's just kicking the dirt on Ricky, it's so funny to me. That was so funny. And just kicking the dirt.
That was like a 2-year-old baby in like a 30-year-old's body.
Right off the bat, he trips on the carpet. Like, who laid this carpet out?
No, I love that he sticks the gum like on his hat. Right?
Oh, he
His
sticks it
hat
on his face.
Yeah.
Right on his forehead. Yeah, and then he it shows his like big old fat ass shoes, and he like runs on the carpet and hits the ground, and then the warden pokes the guy's eye out with his cane.
That's
Yeah.
what you gotta do.
Shit like that, man.
When I
So
saw
good.
that, it's funny. When I saw that, I thought to myself, I'm like, oh, did the assistant warden get his eye poked out earlier? Is that why he cringed so much when it happens?
Probably. That's probably what it was.
Is
Probably
that the backstory behind why he's missing an eye?
Yeah. We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back.
Don't you get it? We're from the same school of martial arts.
Qigong feeds on strength and gets stronger and stronger.
Riki-Oh is the topic we're talking about, and we are still talking about Riki-Oh. Anybody?
Awesome.
Cody is
Captain
excited
Obvious.
about it.
So who still wants to talk about Riki-Oh?
Kristen, you want to say something? Who wanted to say something?
Someone
You wanted to say something.
Oh yeah, I wanted to
say
touch on one of
something.
my favorite scenes, favorite effects in the scene. It doesn't even include blood. It's when Riki-Oh is fighting the dude with the tattoos, the first gang leader. The final blow he lands, it cuts to like X-ray vision, and you watch fucking Riki-Oh's punch just shatter the dude's fucking skull and everything. And the funny part is when it cuts back to normal, he doesn't even have a bloody nose or anything.
Yeah.
So good.
It looks
Doesn't
so
even-
fucking cool.
Doesn't even have a bloody nose.
No.
You know what my favorite scene is? The first guy, the first of the four that dies, the kind of cool guy. That,
Yeah.
he has that like big saw sword, and he chops it right through that, like halfway through that guy's head. Right?
Yeah.
And then a few minutes later, he's like, "I need you to kill Ricky. Take my knife." And it's just like, why would you take a knife? He's got a fucking saw sword. I mean, like a knife. Oh my god. The only
Yeah,
knife
like
in the entire-
I'll sneak you a knife. Somehow you guys already
Yeah.
had a saw in the prison, but I'm going to sneak you on a smaller knife.
Yeah, it was a terribly run prison.
I thought that
Yeah.
effect looked really good though.
Which
like
one?
when they chopped into the head.
oh
like,
no,
yeah.
that did.
Oh,
it
that
was like,
looked fucking
whoa, how
great.
do they do that? Like it looked so real.
They did a really good job with that one. Like I said, the effects team, God bless them, because they were working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were working hard because there's an effect every 20 seconds in this movie.
Yeah.
And it's
It
all
seems like-
practical,
think
except
we
for
sh-
some of the supernatural stuff that kind of happens.
Well,
right?
that
Like-
yeah, but that's some of the old
When
school
his
like
fist-
actually drawing effects onto the celluloid.
which is cool.
When
Yeah.
his fist turns orange and he punches through the wall, is that what you're talking about?
Does that spirit punch?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Spirit
so
punches
cool.
through the wall, just destroys it, and brings down communism.
When did
One-
Mortal Kombat come out?
That was like
93, 92.
And
No,
this
it
was-
was later than that, dude. It was
Yeah?
like 96, 95.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
so
the
it was
game
97.
didn't come out till 91 or
It came out
92.
Yeah.
after Street Fighter.
So the movie came out after Mortal Kombat 2.
Do you think that this movie had anything to do with Mortal Kombat?
I don't know. I don't know if I see. I if anything, it's the general look of the main
Luke.
character. That's kind of what Liu Kang looks like.
But isn't Liu Kang based off of Bruce Lee, and maybe this character is also based off Bruce Lee? Because he's always showing his abs. He always has this shirt. You know what's funny? You know what
man.
scene I also love is when they're doing like this. They're doing like a pan shot, and they're panning, and there's all these people just packed into cells, except for Ricky. He's the only guy that's like in the cell by himself, and he's just sitting there in the moonlight flexing. And it's like, Jesus Christ, what the hell are you doing?
Flexing in the moonlight, dude.
Flex
You
in
don't
the
do
moonlight.
that?
You never.
You don't do
I do
that?
that nightly, actually.
Yeah,
It's good for the skin.
yeah.
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 Little moonlight.
Get that moonlight tan.
How are we rating this movie?
I think we're gonna rate it gut punches.
Gut
punches.
Does anyone want to go first in the rating?
Why don't you go first, Cody? You
Yeah.
seem most excited about it.
You said one nice thing.
I said a couple nice things. I said it was shot well, which I agree. I still stand by. I think the effects team worked their butt off. I don't like every effect in the movie, but most of them are really good.
Okay.
Like the face rip in the very beginning when the old guy gets his face ripped off that made me cringe.
Oh, yeah.
Like that shit was pretty brutal.
So imaginative for the team to like come up with that. Like, how can we fucking destroy a human being? Oh, let's use a fucking planer.
I wonder if they just had shit lying around.
Yeah, they're like, how do
Like-
we weaponize this tool?
Yeah. Like the guy who falls on those
What was Cody's?
nails.
Did he give his review already?
Not yet.
Oh,
I was also going to say, but I did not enjoy the dubbing. I did not enjoy the script. I did not enjoy the story. For the most part, I didn't enjoy the acting or the fight scenes. I thought that they were all pretty standard. You know what I mean? I saw nothing that like amazed me. So I don't like the gore in it. Like there's a lot, and it like you forget things. It doesn't make anything important in the movie because you just throw so much out there. Nothing's important.
so Cody's
So-
rating it a 5 out of 5.
I am going to give it one gut punch.
One gut punch from Cody.
Damn.
Mike
One gut
Salustio.
I'll never watch the movie again.
Burn.
Ouch.
Sorry,
Ouch.
Okay,
sorry, Rikki-Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the film. I like it. Is it my favorite kung fu film? No. I thought there were like what Cody says. The effects were imaginative. The gore was really cool. I would probably give it 3 gut punches. I felt average about it.
Yeah.
I liked it about that much.
Cool.
That
3
would-
gut punches
I would
from Mike.
Gut punch somebody
Okay.
3 times.
Mr. C. Wilmbrecht.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I loved so many things about this movie, and like I said, I don't really particularly care for kung fu movies. I would never rent one. Like anytime I've even been given one, I never touch it. I never pick it up and watch it ever again. But this one, I would totally watch again. It has all the things that I like. It's got the excessive gore. It's got the comedy. It's got the absurdity. It's got just the ridiculousness of all of the characters, which you can tell people they took time to think about these characters on a level beyond just the normal villain. You know, this is a villain with an eye that he pulls out, that he keeps mints inside, that it's layered, everything's layered. So that element, along with the cinematography, which was amazing. The sound effects were cheesy, but I feel like that was somewhat intentional.
Yeah.
I would have to give this is going to be the first time, but a five gut punches out of 5.
Wow.
Hey.
Yes.
Wow, I did not see that coming. I didn't expect a 5. Wow. Kyle Smith.
Yes. You know what? I gotta agree with Chris on just about all the points he made. I mean, the best thing about this movie is it is entertainment. That's all it is. Like you can't go into it thinking, okay, you know, there's a serious topic that's trying to be touched. There's a serious tale being done here. It's something you sit down, you watch, you enjoy, you get grossed out because there's all these, you know, nasty, gory shit happening. There's comedy elements. You're laughing. I don't think the acting is too bad. I think the dubbing might be a little off, but that's what gives it part of its charm.
Agree.
Like, you know, so I'm gonna agree with Chris. I'm giving it 5 gut punches.
5
This is a
punches.
fun movie, man. This is a fucking fun movie.
There we go.
I didn't expect it to go. I expected to dislike it, and I ended up really liking it. And I was like, I would buy this movie.
That alone speaks like fucking volumes. Like you go into it knowing you're probably gonna hate it, and you come out like, this is fucking an interesting movie.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So what are we doing next week?
I picked Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2.
So next week we're doing Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. This week was
mouthful.
Rikki-Oh. It was dangerous. I really appreciate you guys joining us this week. Make sure you follow us on Facebook. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at cultfilm_review. And you follow each and one of us at our individual stuff. All right, guys. Thanks for
Our individual places.
Yeah, find us at our individual places. Thanks for being with us this week. See you next week.